Okay, we're gonna see how this works since I got a new setup. Um, if at any point the episode cuts out, then I'll just go back. Well, actually, no one's gonna know. Anyway, hi. It's been a minute. Um, this is Blue Lightning Cost over from the Cosplay Bites podcast, and yeah, apologies. I haven't been able to create anything for you guys in the last month. It's just been difficult on my end, mainly in trying to secure guests. For the record, it's just a scheduling issue. Um, I have several people signed up and ready to go. It's just we got to pick a day where we're both free. But I mean, just we're gonna jump all over the place. But just to get it out of the way, currently, according to my little planner, I have cosplayers Vanity Fox, Bombshell Cosplay, and Skyline Stars all um, agreeing to eventually have an episode with me for the show. But again, it's just a lot of scheduling issues and trying to find a day where they're also free at the same time I am. Um, and just a lot of other issues regarding me feeling essentially burnt out from the last month and just stressed out that I haven't been able to record or, at the very least, nail down a date to get a guest and just record an episode. But enough about that. Through the burnt out period that I had, um, I went ahead and tried to brainstorm a couple more episode ideas, mainly that are looking like to be solo outings. So in addition, you got this episode, which I'll essentially title in a second. But I still want to do an episode regarding more of a deep dive on uh, sex workers in corporation into the cosplay world slash community. In addition to the whole controversy that OnlyFans faced up a couple of weeks ago. I won't go into it at all because that deserves its own episode. And then we got the DC Fandom Con, which I will most likely be covering again, hopefully bundling it with another con online. But if not, then the DC one will probably be a short episode, much like this one. But they're going into their second year, and I'm looking forward to what's going to be shown for that particular convention. And I believe that is dated to be in October. And then, I mean, I will touch on them briefly, but I would love to do a super centered episode on either Fan Expo Boston and or Dragon Con. Hell, maybe even Cooplicon East, because those are cons that have happened and are happening right now, among other conventions, which I will get to in this episode. So, I'm titling this is essentially the third edition of the State of Cosplay video series that I started up maybe a year ago. As a matter of fact, the last State of Cosplay that I did, just quickly scrolling through my little episode playlist, it was in, oh gosh, it wasn't even that far back. No, come on. No, I passed it. Come on. I had to reboot my computer because I guess this is an issue with my new computer. That in a second also. The last State of Cosplay was in April of this year. So, I mean, I didn't even listen back to my own episodes. Everyone has that issue. Like, they'll record something and they don't really listen back to their own stuff because just the sound of their own voice and hearing it kind of weirds them out. Because that is definitely me. Hang on, coffee break. So, I also want to take this opportunity to be sort of a state on what the hell I've been doing. I recently acquired and invested in a brand new laptop. Currently recording on a MacBook Air, the 2020 edition, that been situated with the brand new M1 chips that came out last year. Okay, For those unintuitive, I was just streaming on Anchor and it cut out again. So there's an issue on Anchor's end with how, for some reason, I can only get 5 minutes of recording time. That is absolutely ridiculous. But no matter. As I was saying before, I invested in a brand new laptop, the MacBook Air M1, and I guess it's having an issue with the blue series of microphones that the laptop itself won't recognize them unless you shut down the computer and boot it up with the microphone in like plugged into it. Yeah, a lot of stuff is gonna be worked out. I know the other thing that's been going on with me is that I've been streaming still, and what happened was, so when I had my previous laptop, I had upgraded it to the upcoming Monterey operating system, like the public beta. That screwed up the audio drivers in that my desktop audio couldn't be captured by Twitch Studio because I've been using that application mainly to stream my Final Fantasy XIV adventures, which are going great. I'm still loving the hell out of the game, but I'm hoping it gets fixed, like ASAP, like either when the operating system like goes live for real or not. But I've just been also doing Switch streams, using Streamlabs and going live whenever I can. I know I had just recently cleared through games that I had looked at during PAX East Online this year, including Dreamscaper and Fire Tonight. Both of those games have been played through and on my stream, so you can catch VODs if that interests you at all. But yeah, other than that, and all the stuff that I went through before, cosplay. How's it going? Where's it going? And what's going on right now? Coffee. Let's see. Trying to boost up my volume here. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Maybe that'll work. So, I mean, the pandemic is still going on, unfortunately, now with the Delta variant surging through, causing more deaths and hospitalization, although cons are opening back up. And what we're seeing is that some are requiring vaccine, either mandates, so to speak, like showing proof of your vaccinations, or showing proof that you posited negative for any recent COVID test, or just don't have it. Specifically when talking about conventions like Fan Expo Boston, which happened in early August, as well as Dragon Con, which happened a couple of weeks ago, I believe. But I know I've been seeing posts and like articles circulate that people have been getting COVID from Dragon Con, just getting sick because of it, because I guess some people didn't really handle the whole wearing mask thing well and didn't really follow the guidelines. So some people have been criticizing, the shocking, not so shocking result of people catching the virus still in giant gatherings. I mean, it's whatever. I'm of two minds of it. I know for myself, I really want to do CatDuCon next year, but it's really not looking like it will be possible. Mainly, just from my financial standpoint, I'm trying to get things in order, and just more so just to get comfortable with how I'm doing my own bills and whatnot. It's great now, but I mean, it could be better. So I know CatDuCon next year is not in the cards for me. I do know that PAX East 2022 should be in the cards for me if the offer that I have, I have it screenshotted. It's saved to my laptop. If it holds up, that because of me getting or qualifying for a press pass for PAX East Online this year, meant that I would be able to have a press pass for next year. So I am fingers crossed hoping that follows through. I know when I went there for the first time on my own last year as press for the show. It was the best convention I've ever been to, period. Like, the best experience I ever had. And I would love, love, love to experience that again. Somewhat related, my game of the year for 2020, Coffee Talk, just announced it's getting a sequel slash second episode. I am incredibly excited. I am just very hopeful that when it shows up, it won't take long for it to arrive on Switch. Because that is my preferred. It's basically become my indie machine. Like, I just play indies on the Switch. It just works for me. I don't know why. And I feel like I'm not the only one that feels that way. I think a lot of other people also think that indies are just best experienced on the Switch. Supposedly mainly for the portability of the Switch and whatnot. The gaps in silence are not awkward. It's me sipping my coffee. Somewhat Switch related. I know that the new OLED model is coming out in October. I won't be getting it. I am more than happy with my own Switch. In fact, the next game that I have on the dock, there's two actually. For those keeping up with my streams, I haven't streamed because I've been clearing the game that I had mentioned before. But I went and downloaded the first chapter of Deltarune last night, or I think a few nights ago, because I know the second chapter just came out on Steam. And I mean, I have played Undertale in the past, loved it to death on my Mac. But yeah, we're just gonna go through the first chapter of Deltarune tomorrow. And I also have pre-ordered the actually next Mario Party game, which is more like a greatest hits collection, like redone, remastered of all the old school boards from the N64 era, which is arguably my favorite and most treasured moments of Mario Party, even though I only had Mario Party 2. The best one, in my opinion. But yeah. Again, it's just, people have been going to conventions. They're opening back up. I'm just trying to have a little look-see over. I mean, also, like I had mentioned previously or earlier, Colossal Con East is actually happening this weekend. And from the pictures, it seems like a lot of people are taking the guidelines seriously, like the whole social distancing, masking up kind of thing. Everyone's doing that, which is very heartfelt to see. Although, I guess in some instances, like if they have a photo shoot at the convention, they probably either will or won't share or wear their mask. I don't know. It just depends. I mean, if they're well secluded off in the area, sure, don't wear a mask. That's fine. You're being safe. But then others have actually gone the extra creative mile and incorporated their mask into the cosplay, which is interesting. I do enjoy seeing that. I know that David No, DT Jam, who I've had on the show a while ago, he'd been attending conventions like mad. Major prop to the guy for keeping it up. Because I know I've been sort of living through his frequent Twitter postings of just sharing his collections of like haul shots and shots that he'd edited from his time going to the conventions. So in fact, actually, it's not just Colossal Con East that's happening this weekend. We also have a convention down in it's in Philadelphia, mainly because cosplayer slash sex worker instrumentist, also body painter, who I've had recently on the show 2 months ago. She is there as a guest, and I believe she is hoping to either, I think it was doing a live body paint on someone else, not herself. I think that was the idea of her, or what she was going to do at the con. And there's also part of the Fan Expo line. There is, I believe, Fan Expo Dallas, Texas. Cosplayer Ireland Reed is guesting there, from what I saw. And there's also Fan Expo Salt Lake City in Utah. So yeah, I mean, conventions are still happening. They're going on. People seem to be being safe about it, which is always good to see. I know I will not be attending New York Comic Con. I think not. Okay, maybe it is also added on part for my funds not being able to go, but also the fact that I lost one of the big pluses for me to be able to afford New York Comic Con. So I actually don't know if I'll ever go again. Like, I'm not sure. Unless I patch things up with family, I don't see New York Comic Con happening again in the foreseeable future, which sucks. It really does. But that's just the way it is. Either I can room with friends or have guests on that attend the convention that are willing to like share it with me. Again, I'm hoping to do that still, which is why I am hoping that I can get guests on that either attended Fan Expo Boston or Dragon Con. I'd love to do a focused episode on them. For a more in-depth discussion on how they felt the con ran. Still streaming, like I said. Yeah, there's really not much else to say. I mean, sometimes these State of Cosplays... No, I actually think in general, these State of Cosplay episodes, they're short in nature. They're mainly to give the community like an update as to what's going on in the cosplay worldwide. Doesn't... I mean, I guess I probably haven't been paying attention hard enough with which cosplayed or characters or themes have been like on the rise lately. I'm willing to agree that there probably are some more Marvel-based cosplays thanks to the latest shows that have been premiering on Disney Plus, as well as I'm hoping to possibly see more cosplays from Shang-Chi. I saw it last weekend. It was great. Fantastic. Yeah, I don't see, again, I'm not aware of any cosplay trends that are going on right now. But, it remains to be seen. I imagine, well, with DC Fandom being a virtual event, maybe some cosplayers will chime in and, share their outfits from home. I'm curious to see or hear what the major common theme is for New York Comic Con, because there always seems to be like the one cosplay that you just see everywhere that everyone just decides to cosplay as. My memory sucks in that I can't remember what franchises were big in all the time that I went to New York Comic Con. So yeah. Katsucon is looking like a no-go unless I find a miracle like offer in terms of hotel. And PAX East 2022 will happen. Very excited to be there if I am able to go. Yeah, there's really not much else to talk about or say, so I probably am going to leave it at that. Apologies if this was lacking in any way. Please know that I am trying throughout like the burnout that I've suffered through like this past couple weeks and last month. I mean, I have been reaching out to people and they're just not getting back to me. And I just have this irrational fear that I'm being an annoying little pest in asking individuals repeatedly if they still want to be on my show and to hopefully let me in on a day that they're free. There is a possibility that I may have someone come on for the OnlyFans-centered episode regarding their controversy. I'll have to message her again, maybe later today. If she's at least listened to an episode of the show. But in that case, I'm probably gonna leave it at that. Thank you everyone for your continued support. I mean, I really don't track the numbers if I'm still seeing increases in episode views and listens. But if you do, thank you very much. If you just discovered the show, I hope you like the backlog that I have, and I hope you find a favorite episode of yours, because I know I have too many to count. But, yeah, that will be the state of cosplay for this point in time. And hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. And just please stay safe. And hopefully it won't be long for me to give you guys another episode. All right? Take care.